Hey loves, so today we're going to talk all about hair extensions. I'm going to go over a few of the brands that I have tried, how I feel about them, which ones are my favorite, which ones are easiest to maintain, which ones last the longest, all that jazz. So I guess we will start with, well, first of all, I'm wearing VP Fashion hair extensions. They are the 613A. They're the customizable ones that come white blonde, and you can dye them however you want. I dyed them myself. And they are 24 inches and 260 grams. So they are the longest and thickest hair extensions that I have tried. Alright loves, so a couple basics about hair extensions. So when it says that they are, the grams is the amount of thickness and weight of the hair extensions. So for example, these ones right here, these are 24 inches. They're going to be 24 inches long. And then 260 grams, so they're going to be 260 grams in weight. So the higher the number of grams, the more they're going to weigh, therefore the thicker they are going to be. Given some companies do skimp a little bit and some do include the weight of the clips, some don't. So you'll want to do your research before you purchase a pair if you don't know the brand very well. Some of the ones I'm going to talk about definitely aren't as thick as I expected them to be. So you just have to keep in mind that companies do things different ways, and less expensive companies usually, not always, I mean, these are just the ones that I've tried and what I've seen from other hair extensions, that they include the weight of the clips and other things and don't take into account that you're going to have to trim them. What's nice about more expensive ones is sometimes they're actually longer than they say they're going to be because they take into account that you are going to cut them. I know all the ones that you can find at professional hair places and some that you will get from your hairstylist are going to be longer because they know that you're going to have to trim them and layer them and all that jazz. So yeah, definitely something to keep in mind. Also, all of these ones that I am using and have used are human hair extensions. I have not tried synthetic hair extensions. You cannot dye synthetic hair extensions from any knowledge that I have. So I honestly want human hair ones. I also want to be able to curl them. Synthetic hair extensions you cannot curl, you can't style. I'm sure there are some that you can use on low heat, but they're going to look shinier, they're going to look more plastic. I just honestly prefer human hair extensions. I can't see myself wearing anything else. Just a few things to keep in mind what you want to look for when it comes to hair extensions. Anyway, so let's get into the comparison of the brands that I have tried and the pros and the cons. Why don't we just start at the beginning? So anyway, I love these. These are my favorite. Spoiler alert. I just grabbed the one clips from each of the brands that I have just to kind of show you the difference in thickness, because I feel like that kind of shows you that it's simple. I don't want to drag out every single pair and set because it's crazy. My hair extensions are not near as organized as they should be. Let's just say that. So I'm going to start with the least expensive ones, I suppose. So these ones are by Mini House. 8888. I believe you purchase them on eBay or they have a website. I will link that website down below. These are definitely the most inexpensive ones. The pros of these, they're inexpensive. They come in all different lengths and stuff. The ones that I actually like the most are probably the 160 grams, 20-inch ones. Those are the first ones I ever had when I had brown hair, and the first hair extensions I ever purchased were from Mini House. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about hair extensions, so I figured I would go for a more affordable option. They are like anywhere between, well, for you to get the right set for the right amount of hair that's going to look decent. If you have like probably past shoulder length hair and you just want a little more length, you can probably go with one of the really cheap sets and be okay. But if you have shorter hair like I do naturally, you're gonna want some thickness. And it also depends on if your hair is really thin, if your hair is really thick, all that jazz. So they have a lot of options. And these ones right here, these ones I think were their 22-inch Indian hair ones. So these are supposed to be their longest and thickest ones that they pretty much have. I think I paid $125 for these. So they do range from, I would say, to get the right set. If you're going to buy one of the $35 ones, they're going to be shorter and not long enough. You have to keep in mind like where you're putting them on your head. Clearly this one's from when I had rainbow hair. These are the first ones I practiced on my rainbow hair before I went into the more expensive ones and used those. There's nothing wrong with these. They're just a little thinner. They don't feel as thick. They're supposed to be 220 grams, I believe. They don't feel like 220 grams to me, to be completely honest. They do count the weight of the clips in the weight. They're just not as thick. I barely wore these. I wore them for maybe 2 weeks tops on the side, so you can see what it looks like. It's much thinner than some of the ones that I'm going to show you in just a minute, and we'll compare them side by side. So anyway, these are the most affordable. many options. $125 for what they say is 22 inches, 220 grams. I don't think they are 220 grams. So just keep that in mind. Again, nothing against them at all. They are great for beginners, really nicely priced, a lot of options. Yeah, so these are the Mini House 8888. We'll go to the Bellamy's. So I have had a really positive experience with my Bellamy's and a not so positive experience. I purchased a pair of brown ones when I still had my brown and blonde hair before I went to, what is going on with my bangs? Remember those days where you're just like, your hair is just not going to work with you no matter what you do? Not a good day to make a hair video when your hair doesn't want to work with you. Yes. Anyway, so I purchased a brown pair. They were the first ones that I purchased that were high-end. They're really thick. They're really soft. I wore them maybe twice because for some reason all of a sudden I decided I wanted crazy colored hair. So I went for it. So these ones right here are the beach blonde ones and the 220 grams, 22-inch ones. These ones I wore for a couple months. It was when I had the pink and purple hairs throughout that time. These are the ones that I wore. My only complaint is that they are super dry. They don't hold moisture very well. They were dry when I got them, but I feel like they just continue to get drier and drier and drier. And I know that's normal with hair extensions, but after having the VP Fashion ones that have stayed super soft for a really long time, I would rather have hair that feels soft personally. So these ones, I'm trying to remember how much Bellamy ones cost. Let me look it up really quick. Well, I tried to look at the website. It's like not even working. I'll just put in the video somewhere down here how much the hair extensions were. So anyway, the brown ones, super soft, but I only use them a few times, so I can't really say how long wear on those would work, but I could tell a difference when I received those and when I received these, how much drier these ones were than those. So these are the Beach Blonde 220 grams. You can definitely see that they're thicker than the Mini House. You can see how much more thin this band is. So again, I'm not trying to say anything bad about this brand. I'm just letting you know my honest opinion of my experience. Again, brunette ones were good. The Beach Blonde, maybe because they were so pale, so light of hair, they just would not hold moisture. I deep conditioned these like every single week, all the time, as much deep conditioning as I could, and it just wouldn't. I don't know. They were really beautiful thick extensions. Like once they were in, I loved them. They're just super dry feeling. They would get like tangled throughout the day. There was just a big difference. So now I'm going to show you some of the VP Fashion ones. I'm wearing VP Fashion right now. All right, so this one is a VP Fashion. This one is one of the 22-inch, 220 grams. So this one is a great example to show you the difference between the VP Fashion ones and the other ones. This one I wore for quite a while because I wore these right after I dyed my hair rainbow. So I got a lot of use out of these guys. And this is one of the ones that I wore every single day because you can see it's layered. So I wore it on the side of my head every day. And like, you know me, I wear my weave all the time. So I'll go from the beginning because you can really see the difference in these as they are the exact same colors. So you will see the thickness, but even just like far away, given I made this one shorter, but look at the thickness and shininess and difference like. So this is the Mini House and this is the VP Fashion. It's almost like twice the width. See this? They have much longer clips. And you can actually hear that. I feel like it's much more secure. So this is the difference between the Mini House, the VP Fashion, and here is the Bellamy. So given this one's a different color, it's purple, but you can see right there that the VP Fashion ones are still the thickest. That's what I'm going for. That's what I want. Same amount of wear from me. So you can see how they wore over time. This one's definitely thinner. That was another thing. The Bellamy ones shed so much. I was so disappointed. So don't mind that string. I should have cut that off a long time ago, but it was always hiding in my hair and you never noticed it. So you can see how they held up. So again, I'm wearing VP Fashion ones right now. Right now I'm wearing the 24-inch, 220 grams. So they are thicker and longer than the other ones that I showed you, the 22-inch grams.
grams, 22 inches. Why can't I say that?
So these are much thicker and longer than the 220 grams. So the difference is they're 2 inches longer and 40 grams thicker. These ones I believe are $290, so they are on the pricier side, but I do feel like you get what you pay for. I honestly, there's nothing bad that I can say about these ones. That's the reason why I do have a coupon code for you. It's not, this video is not sponsored in any way. Not sponsored, no. But I love these hair extensions, and being a hair extension enthusiast, of course I'm going to accept a coupon code for you guys. These are my favorites. Absolute favorites. The pros of these, okay, the only con I can think of is the cost. Like, they are pretty expensive. These dye so easy. I had to go over my Bellamy's more than once. I had to go over the Mini House ones more than once to make sure that they absorbed the color correctly. I only went like re-dye these because I wanted them darker, so that's the only thing that I've changed in these ones. But I would not have had to go over them again. They hold color so well. These ones are made to be re-dyed. The whole, how they promote these are like to create your own. You can also have them custom color them for you for a little bit more money, but it's all about, they're the DIY 613A. Yes, DIY ones. So they are made for, so if you want crazy color hair, definitely go with these. If you want to just try them out and see how you feel about them, you can totally try out the Mini House ones. I don't think there's a big price difference in the Mini House ones and the smaller sets from VP Fashion. I haven't tried anything but the 220 and the 260 gram, so I'm not sure about those, but the quality of hair's got to be the same, and it's just so nice. They actually hold moisture. They hold their dye. I have worn these longer than any other ones, and they still look the best. It's crazy. And again, I am someone who wears their hair extensions every single day. I think the average life of hair extensions is supposed to be like 3 to 6 months. I've had red hair for a while, so I've definitely been getting my wear out of these. But again, if you want big, full, thick hair, I definitely recommend the VP Fashion ones. They're just so good. Oh, they're so good. I also filmed how I did this hair, how I clip in my extensions. So if that's already up, it'll be linked down below. If it's not up yet, it will be linked down below once it is up. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know down below. These are the only 3 brands that I have personally tried. I can't see myself going to any other brand anytime soon because I am a really huge fan of these VP Fashion ones. They do everything that I need them to do. They hold their curl, they hold their color. They're easy to dye. They stay in well. They're the thickest. Given I purchased them as the thickest ones, but even my even the ones that are supposed to be the same thickness as other ones, these ones were thicker than any other 22-inch 220 grams. That's what I normally went for, but I decided I wanted to step it up one more. I wanted like big crazy aerial hair, so that's what I did. So yeah, again, if you want to check out VP Fashion, the coupon code is just CAKE, and just insert that when you go to make your purchase. So again, any questions, listen down below, or you can tag me on any social media and I will try and answer questions for you. But I think that's everything. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Beauty. This is a full size and it retails for $18. It's a nice kind of corally pinky shade. Pretty pinky corally. Yes, all of the colors in one.